Welcome to the module Performance Management and Development. In this presentation, we are going to look at individual development planning. So, in the previous session, we had been looking at how the organization is planning for your development, how the organization manages your performance. But in this presentation, it's basically going to be you as an individual. How do you plan for your development? So by the end of this presentation, you will be able to understand the purpose and benefits of individual development, planning in personal and professional growth, and develop the ability to conduct a comprehensive self-assessment, including identifying strengths, weaknesses, interests, and values, and finally, acquire skills to create an action plan, including identifying necessary activities and the resources to achieve development goals. Now, let us look at the definition of individual development planning. It is a proactive approach to career development that enables individuals to take ownership of their learning and development. So, I can give example of our students here. You people, you are more almost, let me say, self-sponsored. You are the one responsible for your tuition, not the organization. That means you have taken the initiative to develop yourself. So you don't need to rely always on the organization for your own career development. Sometimes you have to act, and what you are doing is really good in terms of professional growth and development. Because by the end of the day, it is you actually who is benefiting, but not the organization. By you having your degree, you will be now promoted from assistant officer, maybe to the officer, or maybe even to management role. So that is the explanation of this definition of individual development and the planning. It is basically you taking the responsibility of your studies or the responsibility of your growth. Now let us look at the benefits of IDP. IDP in this context does not mean the internally displaced person, people who work with the NGO. You may think that we are talking about the IDPs in the camps, but not. This one is the individual development planning. So it enhances skills, knowledge, and competencies. Now that you're having diploma, there is a difference between having a diploma and a degree. People who are having diploma, their skills are almost limited compared to the one with the degree, because degree covers a little bit wide range of intellectual capacity and the areas of professionality. So by you taking the initiative to develop yourself, it means your skills and knowledge to be enhanced or improved. The next benefit is that it addresses performance gaps. At the moment, you might not be performing to the expectation. The reason is because of your academic qualifications. Some of you are even working with a senior for certificate. The job you are doing requires someone with a degree, but for you, you have a senior for certificate. It means there's going to be a gap. You might not be performing well. Let me give example of people who are working in the human resource department. Can you conduct job analysis with only a senior for certificate if you are not trained or if you don't have any additional skills on that? You cannot, because at secondary level they don't teach job analysis. They teach English, mathematics, chemistry, physics, etc. But they don't teach job analysis. They don't teach job description, etc. So at the moment you might not be performing well. It's not your fault. But as you are developing professionally, as you are studying, you will develop more skills so that that gap or that underperformance will be eliminated or reduced. The next important or benefits of IDP is that it positions you for future career opportunities. If you have your degree or your master's, it means you can easily be promoted to the next position. Okay, and if you want to leave the organization, there's opportunity outside. You can easily apply for a position which requires masters since you have the masters, or you can apply for a position which requires a degree since you have it. So it prepares you actually for future career opportunities. So basically, these are some of the benefits, advantages of IDP or individual development planning. In the next slide, we are going to look at the key components and the steps of an IDP. The step number one is self-assessment. Under self-assessment, you need to reflect on your current skills, strengths, weaknesses, interests, and the values. So this one will help you to decide on which course to take or which area needs training. It's very important before you decide to take on which course to study. Please, you need to look at your skills, your strengths, your weaknesses, etc. Some of you are weak in some areas. For example, if you're weak in mathematics, then you want to take a course, maybe Bachelor of Statistics. And that one is going to be tug of war to you because of your weakness in mathematics, because it's statistics basically about math. So you can see how you can ally that with that. But if you're okay in mathematics, then you choose statistics or any course to do with the even finance, accounting, things like that. It will be okay with you. So that is how your weaknesses and the strength can help determine which course, which program to go for as part of your development program. Still under self-assessment, you need to gain clarity about professional development needs and aspirations. So what do you aspire to become? Okay. When we were small, when we were young, if someone asks you, what do you want to become? The obvious answers were, I want to become a doctor. I don't know if it was the same thing with you. I want to become a doctor. But they end up not becoming a doctor. But because of the popularity of the name doctor, everyone wants to become a doctor. Okay. But when they grow up, it changes now. It could be sometime because of the combination or the subject they did in O level or A level. Sometimes it could be because of the labor market now. People also look at the job market, which course is high, marketable, then they go for it. So you need to look at that. Still, that is under self-assessment. The next one now is the goal setting. After you have assessed yourself, you need to set a goal. So you need to establish SMART goals which can be aligned with your career objective. So by SMART goal, we mean it should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So that is under goal setting. So step number 3 is now the action plan. You have assessed yourself, you have set a goal. What is next is now you need to have action plan or what you can call implementation plan. So under action plan, you need to identify steps, activities, and resources to achieve your goals. So in the context of academics, what step or what activities do you want to undertake? One of the resources you need is, of course, finance to clear your tuition. Because without finance, you will not clear your tuition and you will not study. Your goal of having a degree by the end of 3 years or by the end of 3 years will not be possible because of limited resources in terms of finance. So as you're planning to pursue your degree, as you're planning for any kind of development in your career, look at the resources and also some of the activities which is associated with that particular goal. So for the context of academics, what are the activities? Of course, assignment, attending classes. In our context, you have to watch the YouTube videos and then have access to the online resources. These are some of the activities you need to do. So that is under action or implementation plan. It's still under action plan, you need to consider on-the-job training, formal education, mentoring, workshops, or new assignments. Let me talk about the on-the-job training. On the job training is the kind of training you receive while you are working. At this context, you don't need to resign from the job and then you go for training. You will actually get the training as you do your job. And this kind of training is actually the best for students like you. As I speak now, you are working as you are studying. It doesn't affect you just because of the nature of our operation, which is online. But again, on the other hand, on the job training could mean if you are the logistic officer, you're working as a logistic officer, still there are some skills related to logistic and procurement you need to learn as you are working as a logistic officer. So that's what we call on the job training. So basically, these are the activities you need to consider under action planning, which is step number 3. Now, in step number 4 is now the implementation. You have the action plan in place, now the implementation. How do you implement it? So you need to actively pursue activities outlined in the IDP. What are the activities for academics I've already explained to you? Assignments, attending classes, etc. These are the activities. If you cannot attend classes, if you cannot do assignment, then you will not get results. And what happens if you don't have results? Of course, you will not have your papers. So activity is very, very important as you are planning to implement your action plan. The next one now is take ownership of personal development and regularly assess your progress. One of the things you have done so far is tuition payment. You have taken full ownership of tuition payment. No one is paying for your tuition. No organization is paying for your tuition. So what next is you need to assess now your progress. When did you join Risto University? How many semesters have you so far covered? How many are you remaining with? And in the semester covered so far, what is your GPA? That's how you assess yourself. It's very unfortunate some students they don't assess themselves. After paying the tuition, they thought everything is now automatic. It is not. Because if you don't assess your progress, you will not know how many semesters you are remaining with. You will not know whether you have done all the modules in the program. You will not know whether you have retakes, etc. So you need to take ownership of that. The university cannot be following you up for your grades. The university cannot be following you up for how many semesters you've done, how many is remaining. No. It is you to take the responsibility. So basically, these are the activities you need to consider under implementation stage. Now, the last stage is now the evaluation. Okay, you need to periodically evaluate your progress towards goals. Are you moving to the right direction or not? And if you're not moving to the right direction, what could be the problem? What is hindering you from moving to the right direction? So when you have answers to such questions, then you will be able to rectify where the problem is and make sure that you are moving in the right direction. And still under evaluation, you need to seek feedback from your supervisors, mentors, and the colleagues. In the context of this university, your supervisors are the tutors, the administrators of the university. You can seek feedback from them concerning your performance. For example, if you've done the exams, you have not yet received the results, you can contact us. Okay, you can contact us for your results. We check your results. That is if you are sure that you've done the examination. But some of you cannot do the exam, but you end up asking for results. That's not good. Make sure that you've done the examination, then you have the right to ask for your results. That's in the context of the university. But in the context of work, of course, you people are working, you have the supervisors or the managers. Okay, you can seek feedback from them concerning your performance. You can ask your boss, how have I been performing? He can tell you how you've been performing, whether your performance is good or it is below the standard. And if it is below the standard, it means you have to double your effort to make sure that you improve on your performance. And also, if your performance is good, means you have to maintain it. Okay. Then you can also seek feedback from your mentors and also your colleagues. In the context of Riso University, your colleagues can be the fellow students. But in the context of the work environment, your colleagues actually are your workmates. So you can seek a feedback from them concerning your overall performance in the organization. So that is how you do the things under evaluation step. Now let us look at the self-assessment tools. How do you assess yourself? Which tool do you use to assess yourself as you are planning for IDP, which is individual development planning? One is the personality assessment. You need to look at the personality. What kind of a person are you? For example, if you want to take a course in marketing, okay, you want to be a marketeer, what kind of personality do you think that person should possess? One is, of course, you need to be an extrovert. An extrovert is someone who speaks a lot or talkative. Someone who is very talkative is actually good in marketing because marketing is all about convincing a potential customer to buy your product. So if you are good in talking, if you are talkative or you are an extrovert, please make sure that you're going to take courses related to marketing. You're going to take courses related to even procurement and logistics, because procurement is all about procuring things. You need to negotiate with the manufacturers or the sellers. Okay, so you need to negotiate. That means you need to be someone who can also talk. And also radio presenters. Okay, they call them the mass communication or the journalism. So you can do journalism if you're good talking. So that's how personality influences our decision to choose career. Of course, other factors people also consider, like the labor market, what's happening in the labor market concerning the course you're supposed to take. So you also need to look at that. Then the next tool you need to look at is the skills inventories. What are you naturally gifted at? What do you have naturally? So we also need to look at that, because it has impact on your career. It has impact on the course you want to take. For example, if you're someone who is good at arguing, okay, you like arguing so much, you have that strong skills of arguing, convincing someone. You can also be a lawyer, because lawyers, they are good at arguing and defending their clients. So you can try things with the law, etc. Okay. Then the next tool you need to look at is the interest surveys. What are your interests in terms of hobby? You have to also look at that. That one can also help you a lot in terms of choosing where to study or how to develop yourself in that line. So basically, these are some of the tools you need to look at as an individual if you want to have effective IDP. Now let us look at the IDP action planning strategies. The IDP action planning strategies. The strategy number one is seek relevant training programs or courses. So you need to look for courses which are relevant, which are marketable. Don't go for courses which are not marketable. Though recently there is a news moving on that most of the courses have expired. I don't know if your course has not expired, but that is just, don't mind, to not affect you. Just concentrate on your program, because the skills or knowledge cannot expired. So it's only a matter of updating them and things will be fine. So you need to look at the relevant courses. Don't just go and start pursuing career or courses which are not relevant. The next one is engage in on-the-job learning opportunities. For example, if you are already employed, you need to look for opportunity around that job you are doing. You might get at least something to learn or something to do within the job you are doing. So don't look outside. Just look around what you're doing. You will find opportunities there. The next one is attend conferences, seminars, or workshops. Because in the conference, seminars, and workshops, you find experts, people who are having experience, maybe creating the seminar. You interact with very many people, and then you will easily get an idea of which course to do based on the interaction you have with the seminar. See. Then you need to find a mentor or coach. Mentorship is very important. As an individual, you need to have a mentor. You need to have someone. That mentor should be in line with your profession. For example, for us in the human resource, if I'm to have a mentor, it should be someone who is in that field of human resource, an expert in human resource. I don't need to have a mentor from ICT. That one is irrelevant. So look for a mentor, someone who is actually related, someone who is in that field of yours, but an expert, someone who is more exposed than you. But if you're going for a mentor whereby you are more exposed or more experienced than that person, then that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So you need to look for someone who is more experienced and highly educated and is an expert in your field. So these are some of the strategies you need to consider as you are planning for your IDP. Now let us look at implementing your IDP. How do you implement your IDP? One is allocate time and the resources to work on your development goals. Of course, you cannot be successful if you don't manage time, if you don't devote time for yourself. If it's about studies, studies requires time. Okay, exams are there, assignments are there. You need to do them. If you don't allocate time to do the examination, then it's going to be very difficult for you to achieve your goals by the end of the day. So you need to allocate time. And the resources can be in terms of money, finances to facilitate your training program. The next one is seek support from supervisors, mentors, or colleagues. I've already explained that point before. Your supervisors in the work context will be your managers, but in the context of academics now, in the tutors, your supervisor, we can give you that support you want in terms of question interpretations, in terms of general guidance, etc. Then you need to stay committed and demotivated. Every step you take in developing your career has stress. Okay, financial stress is there, intellectual stress is there because you have to revise and study, memorize things going for examination. So you need to be committed and motivated. Otherwise, if you don't have motivation and you're not committed, then you will not achieve what you intend to do. So if your training is abroad, maybe you're studying from Uganda and then you have family here in South Sudan, of course you're going to be away from your family. You're going to be missing your family. But you need to stay committed. Okay? Don't just be there taken up by loneliness because you're missing your family, you want to come back home. Never do it. So you stay committed. So these are some of the implementation strategy to master as you are planning to upgrade or develop your career. Now in the next slide, we're looking at the IDP and career advancement. So it demonstrates commitment to professional growth. How does it contribute to your professional growth? It is through organizational promotion. I've talked about promotion before. There's no way organization can promote you if you have not developed yourself. You remain junior senior for certificate. Do you think the organization can promote you? They will not. So by you having now diploma, by you having a degree or masters or even PhD, then your chances of being promoted is very high. Then the next one is it positions you for future opportunities. Of course, you have always opportunities to upgrade. You do not leave job and you go for lower paying job. That one doesn't make any sense. You are now looking at the high opportunities. So for you to be eligible for that high opportunity, of course, you must have developed your career. Okay, you must have upgraded. Then the next one is it enhances marketability and employability. Marketability, you are going to be marketable. Everyone will be yearning for your services. That's what we mean by marketability. Of course, marketability comes with employability. If someone is yearning for your services, if organizations are yearning for your services, of course, your employability actually high. So that is how IDP and the career advancement influences each other. Now, lastly, let us look at the IDP best practice. You need to regularly revisit and update your IDP. So by you revisit it means if you have maybe bachelor's now in human resource, we have other short courses which are related to human resource. For example, you can talk of performance development, or you can talk of human resource information management system, etc. So you can go for such kind of training. It will impact your overall profession. So you need to revisit your IDP regularly. Then the next one is you need to seek ongoing learning opportunities. You see, learning is a continuous process. We keep on learning. Even the professors are still learning. Don't feel comfortable with your degree. Don't feel comfortable with your masters, even with your PhD. You need to continue learning because learning is a continuous process. Technology is changing every day. So if you don't want to continue learning, then with all your PhD, all your masters, you will be wiped away. Okay, you will not become marketable anymore because you are missing the latest skill because you are reluctant to continue with the learning. And lastly, you need to maintain a growth mindset. You need to have that one always in your mind. I want to grow. I want to grow. There is no limit. Even if you are at the age of 60, 70, you can still upgrade. Okay, you can still upgrade. So you need to have that mindset if you really want to develop. Otherwise, people without that growth mindset, they feel comfortable with your degree. If you tell them, please, when I upgrade, you say, I'm okay with it. Yeah, you can be okay with it, but if you really want to develop professionally, you don't need to just be there with your degree. You can add additional training of that. So basically, that's what I had prepared for you in this presentation. Thank you so much for watching.